Bugger. I thought you were somebody else. What are you doing down here on the docks? Well, this happens to be my dock, my ship, and I decide who gets on. And if you could be so kind, why are you here? I'm uninclined to believe that story. But if you can convince me in the time that it takes my crew to return from the tavern, I might just let you aboard my ship. It really depends on what you can bring to the crew. Okay, well, I would have to say that we already have too many of those, and there's no room for another. You should have led with that. Perhaps I can find something for someone of your talents to do aboard the ship. But I must warn you, you need your sea legs. Otherwise you'll be killed over the side and not really sure-footed, as the seafaring pirate says. No, nothing like that. I am standing perfectly still, and I don't know why you would think that that would be an issue. So, perhaps we'll do a little bit of a test to see how good of a pirate you can be. First, anyone aboard the Black Pearl needs to have a steady firearm, and this is not something that is requisitioned, it is something that is brought. Take this for example. It's a fine Spanish pistol. Never you mind where I got it. Never you mind where I got it. It has a nice balance, and as you can see here, when it is actually loaded, you just simply cock it back. Aim and pull the trigger. But this is actually a left-handed pistol. You can utilize it in any possible hand that you please. Savvy. But I prefer to give it nice counterbalance for when you are up against your adversary and he's asking for parley, then you can hoist it perfectly still in your left hand, but the right hand will do. So, to come aboard the Pearl, you will need to have your own firearm. Also next, you have to have your own currency. And while it is true that we will split up all of the boundless treasures that we will find, you have to start out with your own cash. Just for example, yes. I know you can't keep it, give it back. I'm just saying that if you have one or two of these, you're off to a very, very good start. You must always make sure that when you are setting out on a very extinguished voyage, that the rum is never gone. You are not a good captain, and you are not a good crewmate if at any point someone can come up to you and ask, why is the rum gone? That's never a question that we want to have to answer. So, prepare yourself to always carry rum like so. I would like to demonstrate how one such as myself is always prepared to have some rum. What? Bugger. I didn't realize that this rum was already empty. It comes from scouring the taverns, trying to find a good crew, and sometimes you have to let a little bit of rum go. I always have a backup. The quartermaster brought everything, you see, and it's prepared to be loaded into the ship. So, give me just one moment, and I will get you the reserve rum. Smelling salts. I saw the bottle. One can never be too careful when they see a bottle. Just to make sure, it might have been my emergency stash. Now, as I was saying, every good pirate makes sure that they have a reserve bottle of rum. But this is just a test. I didn't want to actually show you my rum because I don't know you yet, and I don't trust you. No. I need to know if you can follow any of these rules that I've set before you. Because the important thing is to be able to provide rum for any occasion, but never reveal your stash until someone has proven themselves worthy. Make sure that you have an appropriate amount of weaponry for said excursions. I must say that you don't seem like you would make a very good pirate. That's just the opinion of Captain Jack Sparrow. How many actual ships have you been on? The trading company. The East India Trading Company? Good. Because if you had ever had relations with them, we would have had to part ways almost immediately. Savvy, I don't get along with the likes of them, and that is a tale for a different day. But lastly, I will forgive all of your misgivings as a not a very good pirate. If you can do this one thing for me, if you could possibly prove to me that you can remain cool under fire. The best pirate is one who is always relaxed and can calm oneself down in any sort of situation, whether it be under fire from lack of rum or something else entirely. If you can prove to me that you're able to be such a pirate, I might be inclined to permit you aboard the Pearl. You also need to be able to get plenty of sleep. And one of the ways that we do that is by ensuring that you get at least 7 hours of sleep. No mate of mine is going to go around sleepless nights. I need you to let me know if any of those requirements is something that you cannot do. You have convinced me that you are at least worthy of a trial run. So, I think that you grab your things and you follow me up the plank and we'll get you situated. But don't put your things anywhere until Mr. Gibbons has a chance to inspect them. I can do that, but you need to make sure that you're ready for tomorrow. We sail on the tide, and by tomorrow I mean in like 70 minutes, because tomorrow will be tomorrow, and it'll be shortly after midnight, but it doesn't matter because it still actually applies to what I said. So gather your things and be prepared to relax, if even only for a little bit, and you can prove yourself that you are a proper pirate and that you always have the rum. The rum is never gone. I will have to inspect your rum just to make sure that it's not poison, and I will let you know that it might take several gulps just to determine if you are going to betray the crew. But I know that you won't, because you have a trustworthy face and you've answered my questions as best as can be expected. But the rum testing will still continue. So, grab your things and follow me, and we'll board the Black Pearl together.